Flyweight title defense, another one. CFFC 149. Some are saying the best Cage Fury card of all time, December 20th. And with me today, Bilal Hasan. Bilal, how we doing, man?
Doing well. It's a beautiful, it's a little gloomy over here in Washington. It's not as beautiful as the last times we've talked, but it's not too bad. Can't complain. You're over in the East Coast, right?
Yeah, it's gloomy over here today too, man.
Yeah, and it's cold, man. It's cold. So yeah, I can't complain, man. We're about 24 days out. I'm ready to go right now.
Yeah, man, this card is, the excitement is like palpable. I hear people talking about it, casual fans talking about it just for the amount of title fights. So banging card just because of how stacked it is. Like, how do you make your performance stand out and be memorable? That's the word I'm looking for.
I just got to go in there and do what I do, man. I feel like every performance of mine is memorable. That's what I do. I'm a performer at the end of the day, and I love to fight, and I love to create. Like I was telling you, I want to highlight every single time. And so I'm just so excited to showcase a different set of my skills this time around. And it's going to be a show. The eyes are going to be on me from when I get on the walkout and right when I get on the mic.
And this is different because usually I ask you about the Indonesian fans, the support, your crazy network over there. But this time you're fighting a fellow Indonesian fighter. What are your thoughts about that? Does that excite you? Is that like kind of weird?
Literally both. It's exciting, but also weird. It kind of came around. You know what's funny is that I actually mentioned his name. I think I forgot after one of my title fights, and we actually met on TikTok live. And like we've kind of known, like the community for combat sports in Indonesia is so small. Like the talent pool is not very big. And so we've talked before on TikTok live, and we've messaged each other back and forth like on WhatsApp. But I thought we were cool. But I get it, man. Like he wants to be in my position. You know, it's cool that he's also 7-0 as well. But to be honest, I really don't think he's faced the opposition that I faced. But it still looks good for my resume. You know, 7-0 against 7-0. It is Indonesian versus Indonesian. It does feel a little weird, but you see people in like the UFC, like Brazilians fighting each other like all the time. But it's just like the Brazilian talent pool is huge.
Yeah.
So the Indonesian talent pool isn't as big, but I think this is going to be super cool for the Indonesian fans, but also, you know, the worldwide fans. You know, they get to see Indonesia, you know, two Indonesian athletes go at it, and I just can't wait to go out there and perform.
Now, have you gotten a sense of how any of the Indonesian fans feel about this? I only ask because I know, you know, Overhand Indonesia, the big Instagram, Twitter account that I've been around for a while. I'm curious their thoughts. I'm curious what the average Indonesian fan feels about this. Do you have any insight?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they're pretty confused. They're like, how can a guy from another organization come in and, you know, go straight for the title? And, you know, to be pretty transparent with you, Jake, that's why I kind of was confused at first. I was confused at first because, you know, I was just like, man, there's so many fish in the sea. Like, how about have him fight, you know, someone else first and then maybe go into the title after? But, you know, a straight title shot is cool. You know, he does have a 7-0 record, like I said. So 7-0 versus 7-0 looks good. But, you know, at the end of the day, he was the only guy that was willing to step up, and I want to just gain experience right now. I talk about that all the time, especially in the regional professional scene. Like, all I need right now is experience, and he brings another set of skills to the table, which I'm excited to, you know, showcase my skills against that. And yeah, that's just how it came about. But yeah, they're pretty confused, but I think they're slowly getting a little bit more excited because the closer it gets, it's like they can't complain that much. They're gonna sit and watch the fight at the end of the day.
And you kind of touched on this, but more specifically about Renaldy himself. What are your thoughts on Renaldy Manse as an opponent, aside from just the Indonesian heritage?
I think he's pretty okay all around. Like he kind of weirdly enough, he fights like me, but he has no rhyme or reason. I believe he has no finesse in his striking. He kind of just throws to throw, which makes him, you know, dangerous in his own right. But I just feel like I'm going to outclass him in everywhere the fight goes. Like, if it's striking, if it's grappling, wrestling, Muay Thai, I feel like I'm just better everywhere. And so, like I said, I'm just excited to experiment with another side of my skills and, again, showcase another highlight performance.
And you said it yourself, not necessarily worried because you feel you're better everywhere, but with that style of his, does come the crazy shots that can catch a chin out of nowhere. That's MMA.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, how do you prepare for that compared to normal? Anything different, or you're really just relying on your technical skills?
Yeah, we're just relying on my technical skills, and I just trust my instincts so much, you know. And I have to shout out my gym again, Charlie's Combat Club, but I've also been now cross training at a gym called Electric North. They're very specialized in grappling. And so, man, just shout out to all my training partners. They've been helping me so much, giving me different looks. But I'm prepared literally wherever the fight goes, man. I've gotten so much experience, you know, in my 7 professional fights. And I just trust myself. Like, my confidence is through the roof. Of course, I'm on a 6-fight finishing streak. You know, I've been going on a season, and it's been weird. You know, this is the longest layoff I've had from a fight, 6 months, and I'm just itching to get in there. Just so excited.
I'm sure you're going to hear this a lot, but if not, I'll coin it first. Someone's O has got to go. Why will it not be Bilal Hasan's O?
Man, I've been training too hard, but I feel like momentum is my biggest factor right now. Like, I feel like it's just my time, and literally when everything's just going right, everything just comes easy, you know. And so I just feel like it's just my time, you know. And you know, in terms of skill for skill, I just feel like he's not on my level, and I think I'm literally gonna ragdoll him. The theme of this fight camp has been ragdoll Renaldy. And so I just feel like I'm just going to ragdoll him wherever this fight goes. And so, yeah, I'm very confident in this fight.
Well, in 45 minutes, I'm actually interviewing Renaldy. So,
oh, let's go.
When I ask this, it doesn't need to be smack talk. It certainly can. But do you have any message you want me to relay to Renaldy Manse?
Man, you know, I kind of mentioned it before. I mean, I get it. He's an Indonesian guy, also 7-0, and I feel like he's a fanboy, man. I feel like he wants to be in my position, but he has every right. So, you know, if I was in his position, I would want to be in my position too, you know. But like, I've put in the work, and it's shown in my performances. You know, I'm on a 6-fight finishing streak. I'm 24. I'm young, dumb, full of cum. Shout out to Michael Bisping. It's just my time, man. And it's like, you can try to step your way in, and you can try to weasel your way in to fight in for the title, but it's gonna be a bad night for him. And like, maybe after the fight, I would love to be best friends with him, but right now it's almost like an insult to me, where it's like, okay, we're gonna talk a little bit outside, and he's like posting all about me, trying to, like, I get he's trying to gain popularity. Cool, I respect that. But it's like, once you sign to, you know, step in and make under 126 and fight against me, it's like, you're not a friend to me. I'm gonna go in there, and I'm going to dance on him, basically, man. I'm gonna dance on him, and I'm gonna decapitate him. And so I'm excited to showcase that.
Well, I'm very excited for the fight, man, and you're making me more excited for your performance too. I usually ask you, you know, who do you want next, yada yada, and it gets weird because you're starting to run through the flyweight regional scene. I actually saw you face off with Pumi Nakuda out in Vegas.
Yeah, that was cool.
Awesome.
That's cool.
And I'm gonna ask you about Vegas in a second, but before that, on your card, Jerry Leshy, who you beat split decision in your debut.
Yeah.
Is fighting Safar Ahmedov, who's a karate combat guy, very exciting fighter. Obviously, if Jerry wins, he's going to call you out. That's his thing. He loves it. He wants that fight back. Safar might as well. I don't know Safar as well, but are either of those a potential option for another title defense next?
Man, we'll see. You know, my eyes are always set on the big prize, but like I was mentioning before, I want to face a new type of fighter every time. If I'm fighting on the regional scene, I don't really want to rematch anyone, to be honest. Maybe in the future, like on the big leagues, like UFC, like that would be amazing. There's a storyline there. But in terms of like right now in the regional scene, if I'm not getting into UFC after this fight, I would love to fight a different style of opponent. So if Jerry or I forgot the other guy's name, whoever wins, yeah, Safar wins, that'd be cool. We'll go ahead and run it if the UFC is not calling. But we'll see, man. Also, you know, thinking about going up to 135 as well. Catch the title there. If, like we said, if the big leagues are not calling, I need to go out there and make a stamp and just keep creating headlines like I do. And so once I clean out Renaldy, maybe going up to 135, maybe fighting a new opponent at 125, we'll see, man.
Well, the options are open. Either another title defense, a move up to 135. Both sound great. And I don't want to be repetitive, but because I've asked you about UFC, I don't know. I feel like a million times now between the two of us, but this one, man, 8-0 with you. Sounds like you want another finish. That's 7 finishes in a row. Is it time? Is this the one that could hopefully punch your ticket? I know it's not up to you, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like I was saying before, like, you know, it was a little weird kind of getting into this Renaldy fight. I was like, another Indonesian. I don't know. There's so many other fighters. But his record looks good. 7-0 versus 7-0. So that looks aesthetically really good for my resume. And so I think, yeah, with a highlight finish, get on the mic, say some crazy shit off adrenaline like I usually do. I think that's an easy way to punch into my ticket to the UFC, man.
Just don't tell Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby to do their jobs. I'm not going to say any names, but that hasn't worked out before.
I got you. I know what you're talking about.
So be respectful, Bilal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll try to be as respectful as I can.
And it sounds like UFC is one of these, but 2026 right around the corner. What goals do you have for yourself, both inside the cage and outside the cage?
Great question. I want to keep a season. I want to fight 4 times a year. You know, like as a professional, that's hard, but I'm gonna strive for that. Especially as a flyweight, though, they keep you busy. They keep you very busy. So, I want 4 fights in a year, and then outside of the cage, man, I'm starting my own clothing line with a couple of my associates, and it is gonna be something around the Indonesian brand. I think it was after my 6th professional fight in Philly, I said a phrase, "I'm still kasep," which basically means I'm still handsome. But like, long story short, I hopped on same thing, TikTok Live. It's really big in Indonesia, and it's just a way for me to engage with my audience, but also practice my Bahasa, my Indonesian. So I was born in the U.S., and so I haven't really practiced as much. So I really just hop on TikTok Live, make a fool of myself, and practice Indonesian. And so there's this promotion called Beyond in Indonesia, and it's a really big influencing kickboxing and boxing event. And they're basically their Dana White. His name is Celos. He hopped on. He was like, after your next fight, say "I'm still kasep." And "I'm still kasep" is a phrase in the language of Sundanese. So Sundanese is a specific region in Indonesia that isn't really very popular, but there's a lot of people that's Sunda is what they call it. And so after my fight, I was like, how am I going to use that after my fight? But you know, it just came to be. I didn't take any damage during that fight, and so that was kind of my shot to say, hey, I'm still Kasep, I'm still handsome. I didn't take any damage. Let's put me in the next month. Let's go. I'm ready to go. So it flowed in really well. And you know what's crazy, Mr. Jake, is I went to Indonesia in the month of July, and straight up, man, it was the craziest month of my life. You know, I knew I was like popular in Indonesia, but I didn't know how popular. We were talking about how the talent pool in combat sports in Indonesia is really small. Like, it's very, very small. So I didn't know how well known I was. Like, literally, I would go, if I were to walk out of my house in Indonesia, like, I would get stopped 4 or 5 times to like get a picture. And one of the coolest things that happened during that trip, every time we would take what's called a Gojek, which is a motorcycle, it's basically their Uber. And I would go without a helmet, and there would literally be people on their motorcycles looking at me, be like, Bilal, or they'd say, I'm still Kasep, I'm still Kasep. Like, half of the people didn't even know who my name was, but they knew the phrase. Like, I went to go get my government ID issued over there, and they're like, hey, you look really familiar. You look like this like action movie star. I'm like, yeah, I do MMA. And they're like, oh yeah, like that I'm still Kasep guy. And I go, yeah, I said that. They're like, yeah, right. You look like him, but yeah, right. And then they look it up, and then they just start freaking out. They're like, what in the world? It's actually him. And so like, that was literally a life that I never thought that I would ever live. Like, even, you know, one day, inshallah, becoming UFC champion, like, I never thought that I would get the recognition that I would have there. And so it was definitely very, definitely motivational, but it was just an out of this world experience, man. Never in my craziest dreams would I ever experience, like, think that I would experience that.
That's awesome, man. Is there any potential future of you actually being an action movie star, or you just going to keep it in the cage?
No, I would love to. Like, that's one thing I did. Like, I was in Taekwondo before I did mixed martial arts, and we did a thing called demonstration. And it was the most dangerous thing ever. We would like jump off of people's arms, do backflips, break boards. Like,
I've seen videos like that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, that's the only concussion I've ever gotten. Not even from MMA. It's from doing that shit. And so, yeah, I would love to be an action movie star right after fighting. Get me in the next Roadhouse. I see like Michael Chandler, Michael Venom Page are in it. Dude, it's basically a UFC movie. So never say never. And they have an Indonesian guy in that movie. His name is Iko Uwais. I don't know if you know him, but
I don't.
He's a very popular movie. He's like in Marvel now and shit. And so who knows? Bilal Hasan, Roadhouse number 5 or 6 or something. That'd be sick.
An Indonesian star and soon worldwide, already in my neck of the world for
Let's go,
neck of the
Mr.
woods
J.
for sure. And I said I was going to bring this back up. This is really my last question here. Is you were in Vegas recently.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering, man, like not your first time, but how was that? Who were you working with? The reason I'm asking now is because hopefully we're close to the UFC.
Yes, sir. Yeah, great question, man. So I actually was there to visit my sister and my sister in college. She plays basketball D1 for Southern Utah University.
I knew that from some random Indonesian person messaging me, believe it or not. But go ahead.
Yeah, crazy. And then she went to go play basketball during the same time I was in Indonesia. She played for the national team. So it's crazy how just like everything just comes together. But yeah, I was just there to visit her. But I hit up my boy Farid Basharat. Mm-hmm. Amazing bantamweight, undefeated. I believe he's like 14-0, 15-0 now. So I went to go train with him for a couple of days at the PI, and it was so cool because he's just a great person first, but an amazing fighter after that. And so I've met his brother before, and we kind of like hit it off in actually the jacuzzi at the PI, and we like watched each other fight, and we're like, damn, we really have similar styles. Yeah. And so we've kept in touch ever since, and we've been supporting each other. They've been supporting me so much, and so we kind of just bounce ideas off each other, and kind of we kind of create our own moves together, and we kind of brainstorm off of each other. So it was such a cool experience, man. Shout out to Farid
and Javed Basharat. Yeah, man, there's some studs over there, and I saw you taking pictures, like I said, with Pumi and other guys. So just cool to see. He's actually
a cool guy.
Pumi's the man. Yeah,
he is. But I would love to fight him one day in like the UFC. Like, yeah, we have great records. That we have a good storyline behind there. Both CFFC champs, and so that would be sick, man. I'd love to fight him as well.
I lied. I have one more. Just got thought of it.
Please, I love it.
The most high caliber of flyweight fights, UFC 323. Alexander Pantoja taking on Joshua Van. Can Josh Van get it done, or is Pantoja just too good?
Man, I love Van. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Van. But I think Pantoja's just gonna get it done. Just like stylistically, man, he just walks through people. That's one of the most dangerous people, where they don't care to take a shot. They'll take a shot to get 5. But at the same time, Van is durable as well. He's a volume striker, and I could see him. He's got good wrestling defense as well. I could see him, putting his pace on Pantoja. But I'm gonna give the edge to Pantoja. I think submission by the second round. I'm gonna go with that.
And that's the UFC flyweight title. But before that, the Cage Fury. I guess after that, maybe right around the same time, the Cage Fury flyweight title on the line. So Bilal, before I get you out of here, anything for all your fans across the world, Mr. Superstar?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I have to speak some Indonesia. I was saying that I was practicing my Indonesian, but to all my Indonesian people, terima kasih buat semuanya. Semua orang harus siap buat this fight. Maaf guys, I'm gonna have to beat on one of our own. But abis bertanding, aku mau ngomong sama Renal, bikin teman. We'll see. Tapi inshallah dia enggak terlalu sakit. So I basically said maybe after the fight we'll be friends, but hopefully during the fight I don't hurt him too bad. But we're probably hurt his feelings, hurt his pride a little bit. But I'm excited for this, man.
I've been brushing up my Indonesian. I actually understood that without the translation.
Yeah, I got you. Do you know one word in Indonesian? I'll teach you something.
Teach me something, because I don't know shit.
Teach you thank you. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih?
Perfect. Damn, Jake. You got the accent and everything.
Bilal Hasan, for the time, terima kasih. You the man. December 20th, CFFC 149, another title defense looming. Bilal, you the man, bro. Thank you so much.
You as well, Mr. Jake.